that you bought from the farmer's market or online. Hey there, welcome back to my channel. I'm Sarah. This is Brown Family Goods. This is a random video today, I think. I'm here in my crusty dusty garage basically, and I'm setting up this box, which doesn't look like much at the moment, but this is our brooder box. This top closes down so that we can keep in here chicks. More specifically, today I have hatching in our incubator is goslings, little baby geese. We have 2 French Toulouse geese, and they lay eggs this time it's not even spring yet, but when the weather starts to warm up, they start laying eggs, or she does. So we usually just take the eggs and either sell them to somebody who does want to hatch them, like our friend Barney last year, he hatched some. And then this year we put them in our incubator. So they've been in there in the guest house in the incubator takes about 30 days or a little longer. So just today, well, 3 days ago, I'll go back and show you. I put them on what is called lockdown. So I'll show you how I did that first. And then today is the first day that one has hatched out. So lots of the other ones have pipped, which is basically where they start to break through their shell. So I think we're gonna have a few goslings. I hope so. It's so harrowing when they're hatching out because you just don't know how they're gonna do, and it's like so hard for them. It's a struggle, but most of the time they make it just fine. Anytime we've hatched chicks or anything, ducks as well, they just do just fine, but it's very like nerve-wracking for when you're watching them try to like break out of there. So anyway, I'm gonna fix up this brooder box. I just had Tractor Supply, they deliver now, and it is so convenient because everything that comes from Tractor Supply seems to be like really heavy. You know, it's like 50-pound bag of this, 50-pound bag of that. So anyway, I just got a Tractor Supply delivery. I'm gonna fill this with all the necessary things, and then hopefully once there's 2 of them, I will put them into here, 2 or more. There's only 1 right now, and I hate to bring him out by himself because they don't really do very good on their own. So anyway, I'm just gonna get it set up. What we need in here is all the bedding that goes in the bottom, of course, food, water, and also a brooder plate or heat plate, basically, something for them to keep warm. Of course, it's not cold outside here, but they have to be kept very, very warm for the first few days at least, and then especially geese, since they have a bigger body than a little chick does, you'll see they're absolutely adorable. And here's Sheldon. He's gonna make it very unwelcoming for them because Sheldon lives in this garage. He stays in overnight. We close the doors and he stays in overnight, and I'm sure he will torment them to no end. But they don't seem to mind. And of course, he can't get in or anything. We will close the top, and everything else is very secure. The reason we have this here, Sheldon, stop scratching it. But anyway, I'll show you how I get this set up, and then eventually I will show you the little goslings as they hatch out. I want to put a little of this pine flake in first just to make a bottom layer. Okay, and then I like to add this pellet bedding as well because it makes a much nicer walking surface, quite frankly, than the pine flake does. And when they're this little, they need sure footing, and it's hard for them to get. Okay, I got to get an extension cord run over here so that I can plug up the brooder heat plate. So I just do it like this so it doesn't come unplugged. And hang that one up there. Okay, this is the heat plate. This is the heat plate that we use. I'm gonna go ahead and turn it on. That way, whenever we do decide to bring in the goslings, it'll be preheated and they have a nice warm place to go. Because it will be the incubator is 99.7 degrees, I believe, so it'll be an adjustment, of course, for them to come out here. So I'm just gonna put it on brooder. There's a brooder setting and there's a heater setting. Heater is more like if you were gonna attach it up here at the very top and just have like sort of radiant heat going down on them, you could do that because that heater one gets very, very hot. Brooder is one where they can kind of get up against it. So now we just need to figure out a feeder and waterer for these little guys, and then that'll be it. We came back inside a minute so that I could do a couple of things. Number one is wash this feeding trough that will go in there for the little goslings. And then we're also gonna make a waterer for them. We like to use these cup style waterers. So basically you can attach these to whatever vessel that you want. Typically we use something like this. And we have recently thrown away a bunch of these. Not recently, over the last several months, because we haven't had any chicks or anything small like this that we had to really deal with, because last year any chicks that were hatched here were hatched by turkeys and they took care of them. Of course we put food and water out there, but we put the bigger waterers and stuff. We haven't had any in the brooder for probably 2 years. So I need to make another one of these. That's what I'm gonna do. I'll show you how I do it. We order these cup ones and they come in a pack of like, I don't know, 6, 8, something like that. And this is the same style that we use out in the coop and run area. So we try to be, you know, use the same thing throughout their life or whatever. It comes with a drill bit so that you can make the proper size hole. And that's all that I'm gonna do here. Everything else is ready to go. So all I'm gonna do is make a hole here for this. First I gotta change out my little drill bit. Can you come off or what? I mean, really? Really? What's the deal? Why aren't you coming off? There we go. This one is a little different than the ones outside. This is my indoor drill. Okay. Now she's ready. Okay, so I'm just gonna make, I don't wanna make the hole too low because if it is pressing on the ground, it will continue to fill with water. So maybe up as high as I can get it right here is probably the best way to go. So that's where I'm gonna go, where it's nice and flat still, but high enough. Okay. Perfect. So it's got a little plastic gasket there. And take the cup off so I don't break it. That helps. And now you shouldn't need a back to it because it should be snug enough, but I usually do put one. And see, that has a little piece of stuff there. Let's see if it's going to leak or not. It probably isn't. Well, it's leaking, but it's coming out of the spigot. I need to put the cup on. All right, let's see how it does. Set it right here. Yeah, actually I can see that it's leaking out of there. Let's see if I tighten it once, is it still gonna leak? No. I think that's got it now. And the little cup is filling with water. Basically it's got a spring in it, and then once it gets filled to a certain point, it If it's raised up like this, because it's empty, it continues to fill until it gets enough water in it to hold it down. That's kind of the mechanism, I guess. But yeah, that looks good. It's not leaking out any water, so from behind there where that gasket is, so that's perfect. Okay, so I do need to drill like 1 or 2 holes in the top of this so that the water will actually go out and it won't be vacuumed. Another thing that I don't do is overfill it with water. Like, don't put it all the way up, because what if it has a leak? Then it's going to put that much water into all of your bedding and everything, and you're going to have a big mess on your hands. So I put enough water to last them a while. They're little tiny geese, and they're not going to drink a lot for the first week or so, and then eventually they will. But not yet, not yet. So I'm not going to drill over my wood cutting board here. I'm going to bring this over here and drill it over the sink. That way I don't drill into my wood cutting board. Just do those little pinholes instead of big holes. That'll be fine, and then nothing will get into there. So here's their water. We'll go ahead and take this outside too, and we'll take the little feeding trough out, and we will be good to go. Today is actually lockdown day for my turkey egg. No, not turkey eggs, goose eggs. What that means is that this egg turner, that's what this is. It's a little tray that rotates. It moves back and forth, which turns the eggs back and forth, rolls them basically. So today is the day that they go into lockdown. So that essentially means that after today, they won't be turning anymore, and they should be hatching within about 2 or 3 days. I am going to take this egg turner out. That's this piece here, and this tray that's underneath of them, and I'll get the eggs kind of set into their final position and put a little bit more water into the bottom part for the humidity to stay at the right setting. And then within a matter of days, we should have some little goslings hatching out. Sometimes you can see them moving around a little bit. We'll see what we get. I haven't even candled them since the very beginning, so it's so hard to know. Okay, let me just take this tray out, and then I'll get it closed back up, because obviously you don't want to leave it open too long. Hey there, I just got home from work. I wanted to show you what we have out here for geese. We do have geese. And in fact, we have more than I expected. There was 9 eggs in there. And let me show you what we've got so far. I've got 2 in the brooder box that we set up yesterday. And then I'm gonna show you what's in the incubator that I haven't taken out yet. So let me show you these little babies in here. Hello, who's home? They're underneath their little heat plate, staying nice and warm. Hi, babies. How you doing? Here they are. Here's 2 so far in the brooder box. Okay, let me go get the rest of them, because I need to move the newest hatched ones into the box with their little friends. I found a little bucket bin, something that I can carry with me to get the other ones and bring them up here to the brooder box. Because I don't have enough hands to carry how many are out here. So let's grab them. Okay. Now then. Hey, babies. Boy. Look at all of you. Hi. How are you doing? So this one egg here doesn't have any pip or anything, so no shell broken, nothing. Probably not going to hatch. This one, you see this egg, friend? little guy. This one I think is the same way. It has stuff on it from the other ones that hatched out, like pieces of stuff stuck on it, but probably also not going to hatch. It feels very heavy as well, and so that means it's probably not going to hatch. Probably hasn't developed.
What is that stuck in your hair?
All right, let's get in the bucket. Let me show you how many we've got. 1, 2. They may just sit down in there like little soldiers. 3, 4. Sit down with your friends. Uh-oh, don't flip around. And 5. 5 more. Can you believe that? Aren't they adorable? Oh my gosh, that is a bucket of babies. So I'm gonna come back after I put these little guys under the heat in there. I'll come back and get this turned off and cleaned up, because as I said, these 2 eggs have not done anything, which means they're probably not gonna do anything. And the longer they sit there, the more likely they are to explode, quite frankly. Okay, I got my box of babies. Now I'm gonna take them and put them under the heat. You can hear their parents. I do not trust them to not be irresponsible parents. That's why we're putting them all in the brooder. These are so young, they don't care about the water yet.
Go underneath it with your friends. Go under here and get your strength, okay? There you go. No, don't go on top.
Who's that? I brought you some new friends. It's funny because you can already see the difference in a 1-day-old and these other ones who are just about half a day old, I guess. What do you think of them?
Hi! Hi there! Look at you! Have some water. Put your beak in. Oy, oy, oy. No, no, no. Put your beak in. What do you think of that water? Like it? You will like it soon. You'll like it a lot soon.
So it will not be long at all. Probably tomorrow morning I'll raise up. Somebody pooped already. I will raise up the heat plate in the morning, because look, those ones that are sort of ahead of the others, they will be standing on top of that heat plate very soon. It does not take long for them to get the hang of that. It just needs to be very low to them when they first hatch. That way we can make sure that they get really dry. All right, well I guess that's all my chick or gosling content for today. Look at him, already looking at that food. Oh, he's going for it. He says, what is this good stuff?
Gotta get your little legs under you.
Just putting a few little crumbles out here so they'll start to peck at them.